Behind the Mask. Submission from Megan. CNIB Foundation logo in the top right-hand corner and a photograph of a face mask in the center.
My name is Lena, and I am 6 years old. And because of the coronavirus, me and all of the kids in town have been off school for 2 months. Almost 3. I miss being at school. I miss my teacher, Miss Carter, and my friends Sarah and April and Lori. We used to be able to play together and have fun, but now we have to stay inside so that we don't get sick. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Because we haven't been at school, Miss Carter called and said that we should all write in a journal to practice our writing skills. She said we could write about whatever we wanted, but that it would be good for us to write down how we feel about the virus. So that is what I'm doing. She also said that if we wanted to, when we go back to school, we could share them. I don't want to write a journal. Writing is boring. But I love Miss Carter, and I want to make sure I know how to write when I go back to school, and that I don't forget, so I will do it. So, I am going to write about Mummy. I love my Mummy. She is the best Mummy ever. She makes good food, cuddles me when I'm sad or hurt, and sometimes if I'm really good and did really well on a test at school, or did something kind, she takes me out and we get ice cream together. But that's not the best thing about Mummy. The best thing about her is that she knows how to make big problems go away. Problems that most people's mummies can't handle. Like last year in kindergarten, when Mrs. Smith, my teacher, made me cry in front of the class because I couldn't read or write all the letters of the alphabet yet, or count to 100 like the rest of the class. She said that people who didn't know how to read or write the alphabet or count to 100 yet wouldn't amount to anything. She said, "Your father was the same way when he was in my class. He couldn't read or write, and look how he turned out. He didn't go to college like smart people, so he ended up working at the town bar serving beer and then mysteriously disappeared, probably because of you. He couldn't bear the fact that he had helped conceive another idiot just like him." I started crying. Mrs. Smith didn't know anything about what happened to Daddy, and that was something only me and Mummy knew. It was our secret. Mummy went to the principal, Mr. Smith, and tried to talk to him, but he wouldn't listen because Mrs. Smith was his wife, and he loved her. That's what Mummy told me later when I asked her if she had talked to Mr. Smith. When I started crying and asked Mummy if I wouldn't ever amount to anything, like Mrs. Smith said, Mummy said to me, "Lena, Mrs. Smith can go die in a hole. You will learn to read and write and count. You just need more practice and some extra help, that's all." She kissed me and then said, "I will take care of Mrs. Smith." "How will you do it, Mummy?" I asked. "Don't worry about it, sweetie. Just keep wishing for Mrs. Smith to die in a hole." "Yes, Mummy," I said. Every night for 3 days before bed, after Mummy read me a bedtime story, I wished really hard that Mrs. Smith would die in a hole. Mummy knew how to make people die. It was a special power she had. If I wanted somebody to disappear, all I had to do was say the magic words to Mummy. So before Mummy granted my wish, I said these magic words: "I wish Mrs. Smith would die in a hole." Mummy said we couldn't tell anyone about her power to make people die in holes, because if anyone found out, she said they would put her in a hole where she would die. When I asked her what she meant, she said that they would put her in a place called prison, in a small room that was called a cell. But to her, it will be a type of hole, because it would be small and cramped, just like a real hole. But ever since the coronavirus first started, I have been really mad at Mommy. It doesn't matter how many times I wished for coronavirus to die in a hole. She doesn't make it happen. Last night, I heard her crying. She said, "I wish I could die in a hole." When I asked why, she said, "Because I can't grant your wish, sweetie." And then she hugged me. "I'm so sorry, but there's nothing I can do about the virus." I got upset. "But I want to see my friends again." "Lena, there's nothing I can do," Mummy said, trying to hug me again. "Yes, there is. You make people die in holes. Why can't you do the same for the virus?" I said. Mummy tried to make an excuse, saying that the virus was tiny and invisible, and that's why she couldn't kill it. "I'm sick of the coronavirus. I'm sick of everything," I screamed. "Why can't you do anything? I don't love you anymore," I said, as I reached out and slapped her across the face. She grabbed me then and brought me to my room, where she made me sit down in the blue chair that was used for timeouts. "Think about what you have done that was not nice," she said as she left the room. Once she closed the door and walked away, I picked up my journal. I was going to have Mummy's wish granted, since she can't do anything about the virus. I think she has passed her powers on to somebody else. I think it was Miss Carter. When I said that I wished I could read as fast as Claire, the smartest girl in the class, Miss Carter helped me learn and made it happen. If Mrs. Smith was still alive, I would show her that I could read just so I could laugh at her. Right now, I was angry at Mommy. Once Miss Carter read the magic words in my journal, she would send Mommy to that hole they call prison, and then I will be free of her. These magic words will be a little bit different, though, because Miss Carter's powers are different than Mummy's. I wish Mummy would die in a hole, just like Daddy.